Hi there, welcome to the latest episode of my 10-minute moan, but this will be a shorter version. And the topic of this one is another example of Nigel Farage throwing somebody under a bus. But this time, it's his party. Now, Nigel is a character I actually don't mind. He just does some daft things that infuriate me. And I think he's got a good thing in reform that he seems intent in exploding, right? And he's done this a few times. The throwing Tommy Robinson under a bus and telling the British people not to protest because it's no, they just shouldn't do it, basically. Things like that are a bit mad, right? And today, I've seen another example of something I think Nigel's done that's a bit mad, right? So he's at some interview with Sky News and he's asked about James McMurdock. Now, James McMurdock is a guy who's an MP for Reform who served a very small sentence, I think it was 18 or 21 days sentence, as a young offender, so it's obviously quite a while ago. And there's different versions of what he'd done. One of them quite unpleasant. He might have kicked his girlfriend, which isn't a nice thing. But it may not have been that. I don't know, right? But he'd done a wee bit of bird in a young offenders when he was between 18 and 21. That's kind of the gist of the story. So Nigel is asked about him and how did they get through to become a candidate for Reform. And here is Nigel Farage, the leader of Reform's retort to Sky News on that question.
Involves being honest, though. Are you not concerned that he lied about what he did?
Did he? He wasn't vetted. He wasn't vetted. James McMurdock was one of those many candidates who wasn't vetted at all with the party. Look, I didn't know any of this when I took back over as leader.
So you said you're going to put in place the most vigorous vetting system in place now. Do you think James McMurdock would not go through this new vetting system?
You can have your fun at Sky News. We've got 100,000 members. I've got 1 million followers on TikTok. Dame Andrea Jenkins has just joined us. She's our candidate for Greater Lincolnshire. You've had your fun. I'm off for lunch. Thank you.
And there he went. So what he's saying is he was one of these loads of candidates that we didn't vet. But this is when my memory, which isn't fantastic, is actually better than the people who are telling us the wee porky pies. Because on the run up to the general election, the day before it in fact, I became aware that a number of, and the number became at least 6, candidates for this unionist party in Scotland were actually separatists that wanted an independent Scotland, right? So I went and done a wee bit of digging about it. I spoke to people within Reform about it, and they told me that they were infiltrated somehow. But I actually spoke to one of these candidates and asked him, did Reform know that you were a separatist? And he said, yes. I said, how did they know? And he said, because I told them. It came up in the candidate interview. Okay? Other people in Reform told me, and these things, as you can check them, just Google it. I can't remember the exact figure, but it was a 6-figure sum was used to vet every candidate. That's what they told us after the election when there was some dubiety about the quality of some of their candidates. So back in July, we were told that they did vet them. They paid a third party about £250,000 to vet every candidate. Now, they're saying they didn't do them at all, right? That's Nigel's words, not mine. But it's been very cute here. Because if you remember the chronological order, there was even a candidate for Clacton in place. So all the candidates were in place, and then Nigel came back to the party and said, I'm going to be the gaffer, and I'm sitting as a candidate for Clacton. If you remember, that's chronologically what happened. So what Nigel's doing here is, he's throwing the party under a bus and saying, it's your problem. You've never vetted them. This is a thing that I got a bit of a problem with leadership. The leadership of any organisation has to take responsibility for that organisation. Not just throw the last guy under a bus, because the last guy's probably still close to you, right? And I kind of find that unpleasant. So, and we've got, that's a total lie that he's saying that no candidate, well, is it? It could be the people that told us the 250,000 there or thereabouts that was spent vetting the candidates. Maybe they liked it, I don't know. But that's a narrative that was told to the public and to, more importantly than me, to Reform Party members when members and people in the public were asking about the, the quality of some of the candidates they had at the general election. Now today, on Sky News, Nigel's saying, no, we never done any of them. So somebody's lying, and I kind of think it's probably Nigel. And again, but the most excruciating thing for me is this throwing people under a bus, yet again, by Nigel Farage. What a day it's been. There's the Ben Habib thing for reform as well, which has got to be a sore one. I don't think there's many people that are surprised that Ben Habib is no longer part of reform. I think the noises were getting made before then. But what has surprised me slightly is the volume of reasons that he's gave today. I might do a video on that itself, actually. And the other thing that reform done today, which blew away any traces of this lie, that they are democratic. And again, I don't have a problem if they want to have a party that's non-democratic, but don't tell people it's democratic. And the reason I can tell you that is they've just welcomed a new member who wasn't a member yesterday. She was in the Conservative Party yesterday. She's joined today, and she's going to be the mayoral candidate for, is it Lincoln or Lincolnshire? Right, so see all those local members in that area and region, you're not even getting a look in. Right, you don't get to pick, right? Which is what a democratic party would do. They would allow the people, local or, committees to select candidates for certain things. We've just ignored all that. And I don't have a problem with it. But what I do have a problem with is a party who are telling me they want me to vote for them to make them the next government, right? Telling me who's what could potentially vote for them, and worse, their members, that they're democratic. So if you're going to lie to your members today, how confident can I be that you won't lie to the electorate come the next general election? It's a conundrum. So, there we go. A few things today buzzing about reform. Ben Habib's left, the leader throwing people under a bus, and candidates just coming out of thin air and jumping in front of the queue, and you could potentially be a mayor in no time at all. On the first day of your membership of the party, you're getting put up as a mayoral candidate. Doesn't sound too democratic for me. And the other thing I'm taking a pinch of salt is something Nigel said in that video. We've got 100,000 members. I don't believe you. The reason I don't believe you is your membership is paid yearly. So everybody that's fell out with you with the Tommy Robinson stuff, the them, that lot stuff, we don't want anything to do with you, the reversal of your policy of sending illegal immigrants home, all that. The stuff that Ben Habib said today, probably lose them some memberships. And I had someone tell me that when Trice made that them lot statement, they lost 3,000 memberships that day. Now, if that's the official number, that would be people that have not only said, right, I'm going to cancel my direct debit that's not due for another 10 months or so, and I'll stop being a member when my current membership that I've paid for the year runs out. That would be people who have actually physically done that and then informed the party that they're stepping back from the party. So if that's 3,000 that have done that have done the full requirement to actually cancel your membership in reform rather than just let it run out, bet your bottom dollar they've lost more than 3,000. Anyhow, have a great day. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you've not already done so, please hit the subscribe and the notification bell. Give me your comments below. If you're a reform member and you think I'm being harsh, tell me why. Most importantly of all though, if you're a person that's wanting me and all the people in Britain to vote you in at the next election, do us a wee favour. Stop telling us lies. And no you, but
everyone else, have a great day. Cheerio, bye now.